When a man entered his house, he was startled by an intruder. The unwelcomed guest exited a room, yelling and screaming. The next sound that filled the air is one neither of them will easily forget. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like, and share this video with your friends. Kelvin White learned the hard way that he had picked the wrong house when he decided to trespass on another man's property. The Atlanta home, which was recently renovated, was on the real estate market, and White wasn't supposed to be there. He apparently thought it was a safe place to hang out. The intruder would quickly learn how wrong he was when he was surprised by the homeowner. The unnamed homeowner decided to stop by his property on Arthur Street that fateful Friday morning to check on things when he was startled by the home intruder, later identified as Kelvin White. Immediately, the homeowner noticed the door was open and a man came out of the room yelling and screaming, Atlanta police officer Stephanie Brown explained, according to Fox 5 Atlanta. The next sound sent White running from the home. According to Officer Brown, the homeowner felt like his life was in danger, so he pulled his gun and started firing at the intruder. That was enough for 28-year-old Kelvin White to decide the accommodations were suddenly lacking, and he made a run for it. White hightailed it out the back door of the house, but he didn't make it out unscathed. He had been shot in the leg. However, that didn't slow him down at first. Although wounded, White made it about a mile down the road to Cooper Street before he decided that he needed to stop. Bleeding from the gunshot wound to his leg, he knocked on a door and begged for water. "He told me he had been shot and needed water," the man who answered that door recalled. "I told him I wasn't going to give him any water. He needed to call 911. After authorities were called, police arrived and quickly figured out that Kelvin White, with a bullet wound to his leg, was the home intruder who had been shot by the homeowner on Arthur Street. He was arrested and charged with criminal trespass, but this wasn't his first rodeo. Just 3 weeks prior, White was also charged with criminal trespass in another case when a different homeowner found him inside their residence. During that ordeal, which took place on Lucille Avenue, the homeowner left the house and called 911, and White was arrested by police. Apparently not learning his lesson, Kelvin White found himself being shot this time. Of course, this isn't the course of action police recommend if the homeowner can avoid it. "We do advise homeowners to exit the property and call the police so we can handle it," Officer Brown explained. At least one neighbor of the gun-firing homeowner expressed his belief that the homeowner who fired at White did the right thing, saying stealing and robberies are a problem in the neighborhood. "Ain't nobody got no business on that property but the homeowner. That's private property," neighbor Jimmy Thompson told reporters. He also added that he is surprised the homeowner didn't kill him, referring to the unwanted intruder. Indeed, Kelvin White got lucky. He could have suffered a lot worse than a gunshot wound to the leg after entering someone else's home uninvited. Hopefully, he finally learned his lesson and can serve as a reminder to other criminals. Crime comes with consequences, and they can be rather painful. As for the homeowner who shot the intruder, he won't face charges for defending himself and his property. That's a story with a happy ending. The incident involving Kelvin White is a stark reminder of the inherent risks associated with criminal behavior, particularly when it involves breaking into someone's home. In many cases, homeowners are armed and ready to defend their property, as was the case with the homeowner on Arthur Street. The law often supports these individuals, recognizing their right to protect themselves and their belongings when faced with a potential threat. This legal principle, often referred to as the Castle Doctrine, is rooted in the idea that a person's home is their sanctuary and they have the right to use force to defend it. In this particular situation, the homeowner's quick reaction likely prevented a more dangerous encounter. The mere presence of a firearm was enough to send Kelvin White fleeing, and the fact that he was wounded serves as a powerful deterrent to others who might consider similar actions. For many homeowners, the ability to protect their home is not just about safeguarding their property, but also about ensuring the safety and well-being of their loved ones. The case also highlights the broader issue of repeat offenders in the criminal justice system. Kelvin White had already been caught trespassing just weeks before this incident, yet he was back on the streets, engaging in the same illegal activities. This raises important questions about how the system handles individuals who repeatedly break the law and the effectiveness of current measures to rehabilitate or deter such behavior. For some, the fact that White was out and able to commit another crime so soon after his previous arrest is a sign that the system may need reform. Community response to incidents like these often varies, with some advocating for stricter penalties and others emphasizing the need for more comprehensive approaches to crime prevention, including addressing underlying issues such as poverty, addiction, and mental health. In neighborhoods where crime is a persistent problem, residents may feel a stronger inclination to support homeowners who take matters into their own hands as they see it as a necessary step to protect their community from further harm. This incident is also a reminder for potential criminals that the risk of getting caught and the potential consequences can far outweigh any perceived benefit from their actions. Stories like Kelvin White's serve as cautionary tales that underscore the dangers of criminal activity, particularly when it involves infringing on the rights and safety of others. In the aftermath of such events, it's not uncommon for community discussions to focus on the balance between self-defense and the role of law enforcement. While police generally advise against taking the law into one's own hands, as Officer Brown pointed out, situations can escalate quickly, leaving homeowners to make split-second decisions about their safety. The debate over where to draw the line between reasonable self-defense and excessive force continues to be a topic of legal and ethical discussion. As for Kelvin White, his encounter on Arthur Street will likely leave a lasting impression, not just physically due to his injury, but also as a stark reminder of the consequences of his choices. It remains to be seen whether this experience will serve as a turning point in his life or if he will continue down a path of criminal behavior. Regardless, his story adds to the growing narrative of the risks that come with a life of crime, particularly when it intersects with individuals who are prepared and willing to defend themselves. The homeowner, on the other hand, can take solace in the fact that he acted within his rights and did what he felt was necessary to protect his property. While no one wishes for such confrontations, the outcome in this case serves as a testament to the importance of being vigilant and prepared. For others who might find themselves in a similar situation, this story underscores the value of knowing your rights and being ready to defend them when necessary. In conclusion, the encounter between Kelvin White and the homeowner on Arthur Street serves as a potent reminder of the dangers that come with criminal behavior. It also highlights the importance of self-defense and the legal protections afforded to those who are forced to protect their homes from intruders. As the story continues to circulate, it will undoubtedly serve as a warning to others who might consider engaging in similar activities. Crime doesn't pay, and the consequences can be swift and severe.